Hey guys, it's Chili! Last time on private schools. If you had the money, you could get yourself out of any situation. A lot of the teachers at this school took briberies. You just had to find the right teachers who had the right connection. You could even buy your grades. Failed an exam, just pay off a teacher. Easy GG, no rematch. If you didn't have the money though, well, there were other methods to get through private school. So we basically learned that one of the ways to get through private school is a lot of Okay, so on the last video, someone commented this and all I could think was, oh boy, is this guy gonna be disappointed. So what are the other methods you can take to pass an exam? Well, cheating. The students at my school were all about cheating. We didn't call it cheating though, we called it helping each other out. Tests were no joke at the school and we took a lot of subjects. Every year we take almost the exact same subjects. Classes included biology, chemistry, geology, physics, English, French, history, geography, math, computers, religious studies, and gym. Yeah, you can imagine things got stressful really fast, so we helped each other out. We didn't really have any other choice. Okay, we did, but moving on. We had different methods of helping each other out. Disclaimer, please don't attempt these at school. This is not a WikiHow page and it is not meant to serve as a tutorial on how to cheat. If you decide to take the risk and perform one of these methods, then I am not responsible in any way if you mess it up and get caught. If you don't get caught, kudos and I'll give you a high five. But again, I am still not responsible. Alright, so there were the solo methods. Writing relevant information on the water bottle wrap. Some people wrote answers on various body parts, wrists, thighs, hands. Some students would slide a piece of paper up their sleeve. There was also the innocent method, where you'd leave your backpack on the floor with your notebook open on top and just innocently glance at your notes whenever you needed something. If it was a math test, we got to use those calculators with the sliding cover and people would just write down formulas or whatever they needed onto the back of that cover and just slide it down whenever they needed to find the area of the trapezoid. Side note, I don't know why we ever needed to memorize these equations in the first place. I mean, what job requires you to memorize them when you have this amazing thing called Google? Then there were the multiple choice question exams. So you're taking the test and you don't know the answer to question 5. Is it C? Is it A? Who knows? Oh, what's that? There's an itch on your back? Oh, well, this is the perfect opportunity to use this method. I call it the innocently scratch your back, but what you're actually doing is giving the question number that you're struggling with to the person behind you so they can assist you by tapping on your back the answer to the question. The number of taps would correspond to the lettered answer. So 1 tap would be A, 2 taps would be B, and so on. If that person didn't know the answer, then they would scratch their back and try to get the answer from someone else, and basically you have this group chain collaboration thing that's happening. Yeah, sometimes it got a little time consuming to get the answer to number 5, but it was very much worth it. My report cards prove it. Whenever we had English exams, everyone would try to sit near me to get answers off of me in exchange for them buying me lunch. So I guess there was some sort of drug dealing going on. English was one of those classes that no one got an A in except for me because I was American and all that and it was my first language. I would even use words that the teacher wouldn't know. I used the word bourgeois in one of my English papers and I got marked off for using a French word. This was also around the time I was into the Twilight books, which I actually truly enjoyed reading until the fans and movies ruined the entire thing for me. I used the word werewolf in one of my papers and I got marked off because the teacher said it wasn't actually a real word. Come to think of it, I've never actually seen anyone get caught cheating on an exam. We were either that good or the teachers just didn't care. But the cheating didn't stop within the classroom. Nah. Whenever a class would take a midterm, someone would write the test questions on a piece of paper and when the next class started, they would excuse themselves to the bathroom and hand it over to a student in a different class section to share with everyone else. Yeah, I guess this can be seen as some sort of drug dealing too, so I hope you're not disappointed, person, commenter. It's all about them connections. Except the nuns eventually caught on to this, it only took them like 2 years, and they had the perfect practical solution to this. Whenever we had an exam, we weren't allowed to go to the bathroom for the whole day. Yep, they sure like to ruin all the fun. But it didn't even stop there. Oh no, you see, there was a common enemy we had where we all came together and we were unstoppable. Except for the nuns, they were too busy confiscating our phones, hoodies, Game Boys, and anything else that would keep them more and more entertained. National Standardized Final Exams. These finals were twice as hard as the exams that we took in school, and the teachers understood that and sympathized with us. We didn't even need to bribe them. This was about being lucky and getting the right teacher to proctor you. Here are 2 of my favorites. The first teacher would literally just stand by the door and let us have full-on conversations about the exam. Whenever a hall proctor or nun would pass by, she'd knock on the door a couple of times to get our attention and we'd shut up until she gave us the okay to discuss again. There was also this other teacher who took a different approach. If you were struggling on a problem, you could just raise your hand and she'd come over and see what problem you were struggling with, then she'd walk over to another student, get the answer from them, and report back. Although she never double-checked the answers she got, so she could be very well giving you a wrong answer. You would think with everyone in those specific classrooms getting high grades would raise a red flag, but nothing ever happened and I got those beautiful A's, so I guess no one really cared.